Hi Carl, thanks for taking the trouble to come and see us today and speak to us about the Semantic Technology Conference in San Francisco that you attended just a while ago. And I believe you gave a talk called How Negative Semantic Spaces Can Lead Us to the Next Google. Could you perhaps elaborate a little bit on that for us?
Yeah, it's a funny title, but we try to use negative spaces because that's one of the unique things that we've actually patented in the way we approach language semantics. And the reason we mention Google is just because it sort of wakes everybody in the audience up when you mention Google. Most people think you're quite crazy, but yeah, it was quite an interesting talk.
I believe there were many speakers, exhibitors, and very interesting people representing many semantic intelligence companies that were there that you spoke to, and that it was an incredibly interesting environment that you were able to share your knowledge. And perhaps you'd like to just share some of your insights about the actual event.
The amazing thing is, and I tell people this all the time, is that you realize at these kind of conventions that you are a very small competitor against many people internationally, and all these people are incredibly talented. I heard some incredible presentations from companies that are very large and based in Spain that I've never heard of. So it shows you just how much depth there is internationally.
How do you perceive that the actual Gatfol technology is going to fit into the big picture, or the big scheme of things, in terms of the role that it's actually going to be playing in the future of semantics?
Most people in this game worldwide have got a range of applications. They go to companies and say, what are your data needs? You're a bank. What do you need? What kind of analysis do you need? What kind of summaries do you need? And then they either have a product for them or they develop a product for them. We've got an extremely narrow application, so we're going to take it and not go to people and say, how can we really apply this over your whole company or the whole enterprise? We're going to go as wide as possible to almost everybody that uses search or interacts with data in any way, and then we're going to apply this very narrow technology.
So it's not just going to be applied, say for instance in South Africa, but a lot more broadly across the world internationally, and those kind of companies will all be able to tap into what we're working on.
Exactly.
That sounds very exciting. So I know you're working very hard on getting the prototype developed and ready as soon as possible. I believe that this was now your first trip to the United States, and hopefully the first of many, and you must have found it very interesting. Perhaps you could just share with us what you drew out of the whole situation.
Well, big, the whole United States thing, and I think next time a lot of resources. Yeah, definitely, I'll take much more. We didn't have enough material to take, marketing material, so that's what we'll do next time. Yeah.
Well, thanks, and thank you very much again for sharing your time and actually just helping us to get a bit of a wider perspective on how Gatfol technology is actually going to be able to contribute positively and more widely in future developments in the field of semantics and search.
Thanks.
So thanks very much for your time.